Two leading U.S. Democrats on Sunday condemned President Donald Trump's clemency for his longtime friend Roger Stone, wiping out his 40-month prison sentence for political wrongdoing. In February, a jury convicted Stone of 7 offenses, including witness tampering and lying to federal authorities. A judge sentenced him to 40 months in prison. He was to report to prison this week. On Friday, President Trump commuted his sentence. Stone's convictions remain on his record. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called Trump's commutation of Stone's sentence staggering corruption during an interview on CNN. She said legislation will be introduced that would in the future limit a president from commuting, pardoning, or offering clemency to anyone who is convicted of a crime that affects the president's culpability. Two Republican senators, Mitt Romney and Pat Toomey, on Saturday also attacked Trump's action. Romney, who lost the 2012 presidential election to former President Barack Obama, called Trump's commutation of Stone's sentence, in his words, unprecedented, historic corruption. An American president commutes the sentence of a person convicted by a jury of lying to shield that very president. Toomey from the eastern state of Pennsylvania said Trump, in his words, clearly has the legal and constitutional authority to grant clemency for federal crimes. That's the end of his quote, but he called the action a mistake. There are now more than 12.8 million COVID-19 infections around the world, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. More than 567,000 people have died. U.S. Education Chief Betsy DeVos on Sunday pressed local communities throughout the country to reopen schools with 5 days a week in-person instruction in the coming weeks, saying it was entirely safe, even as the number of coronavirus cases surges to new highs. In appearances on Fox News and CNN, DeVos disputed advice from health experts and state and local government officials against resumption of in-school classes. Classes have been mostly shut down since March. As the coronavirus pandemic swept across the country, the United States is now recording 60,000 or more cases per day. DeVos told the Fox News Sunday show getting back to learning is really imperative. Nothing in the data suggests that it's in any way dangerous. She noted that scientists do not believe children transmit the virus anywhere near as often as adults do. The Kaiser Family Foundation, a healthcare research group, warns that reopening classroom instruction could be dangerous for teachers. It said about a quarter of all teachers in the United States are at greater risk because of their age or personal health conditions. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has posted recommended guidelines for reopening schools. They call for students to wear face masks and socially distance themselves from others by at least 2 meters. President Trump, in calling for a 5-day-week instruction rather than virtual learning, last week said the CDC suggestions are too tough, too expensive, and impractical. Poland's presidential runoff between the right-wing incumbent and the liberal mayor of Warsaw is too close to call, according to exit polls on Sunday. Each candidate has about 50% of the vote, although the incumbent is marginally ahead. Final results are expected as early as Monday. Warsaw Mayor Rafał Trzaskowski is looking to unseat President Andrzej Duda. Duda's far-right Law and Justice Party is hoping to extend its majority in parliament and implement conservative social, judicial, and immigration policies that many in the European Union have criticized as anti-democratic. Those policies include Duda's pledge to ban gay rights classes in schools. He has called homosexuality worse than communism. Trzaskowski of the Civic Platform Party has campaigned on promises to preserve the ruling party's popular welfare programs. He also says he would restore good relations with the European Union. Bollywood star and former Miss World Aishwarya Rai Bachchan and her 8-year-old daughter have tested positive for coronavirus, according to state officials in India. The news follows an announcement Saturday that her father-in-law, Amitabh Bachchan, and her husband, Abhishek Bachchan, tested positive and were admitted to the hospital.